Welcome to Chapter 4. In this chapter we will talk about ticket automation. In this video, we will recap what we have done thus far, go over the ticket automation settings, follow Tim the admin as he automates the ticket for the new peripherals RTI, and finally, summarize the video and let you know what to do next. First, let's recap what we have done so far. We've followed Tim as he created a form, made a request type item, and attached his form to make it easier for service requesters to request new peripherals. Now that he has made his form a bunch of prepackaged questions and his RTI, the link to the form that appears in the service catalog, we need to automate the ticket so that after someone fills out the form, it can appear in all the right places for the best person to deal with the request. There are only 4 settings you need to configure. First, the board setting, which is also known as queue. Here you ask yourself, which group of people should deal with the ticket. It configures the allocation of the ticket to a particular team user group to deal with. You can configure user groups prior. Learn more about this in the admin portal course. And then here you can allocate certain RTIs to them, so that after a service requester fills out the relevant form, the tickets will be given to the most appropriate people to deal with. Second, the status setting. Here you ask yourself, which part of the ticket lifecycle should it be placed in? The status setting configures where in the life cycle of the ticket it should be placed. This setting should almost always be set to new, because if a service requester is filling out a new form, it will probably be for a new ticket. But there may be some instances where a ticket will need a status, such as fast track or approval required. Third, the priority setting. Here you ask, how urgently should the ticket be dealt with? Is this a business continuity issue? Is it preventing people from getting their work done? Or is this something that can be dealt with after other more urgent issues? The priority setting highlights the level of urgency of a particular issue that the service requester is requesting help for. This helps to prioritize the most urgent tickets for the tech agents of the service organization, especially if there are lots of tickets in the queue. You can choose options like low priority, normal response, and emergency response. And fourth, the source setting. Here you ask, how should the ticket appear for the service requester? It configures the source of notification of the ticket and its progress for the service requester. You can choose either email, portal phone, or the chat function. Let's follow Tim the admin along as he automates the ticket for the RTI for when someone needs a new peripheral.
Hey there, it's me Tim. Follow me as I automate the ticket settings for the RTI for new peripherals. First I'll navigate to the RTI. I log into the admin portal. I click the portal tab and then I click on request types. I click on request type items. I then search for the RTI that I made, which you saw last chapter. I remember that I gave it a tag of demo and that it was in the demo category we gave it last chapter. So I will search demo. There it is. I click on the new peripherals RTI and click on the automation tab. Awesome, I made it to the automation settings tab. Now I have to configure the most appropriate automation settings for the new peripherals RTI. I click board and find the user groups. I want the managed services team to deal with this request because they deal with equipment procurement. So I will click managed services. Next up, I click status. This is just a normal ticket that should appear at the beginning of the ticket lifestyle after anyone fills out the form. So I click new. Next I click the priority set. This seems at first not a work preventing issue because you can still work without a headset, for example. Or you can borrow a mouse from someone else for the day. But if it in fact prevents a service requester from working, then it's a good thing the form we designed provides for allowing them to explain if it is particularly urgent. The priority setting then can be manually adjusted by a tech agent to elevate or de-escalate the priority to its appropriate level. Learn more about this in the Tech Portal course. For now, I'll set the priority to level 3 for a normal response. Finally, I will click the source setting to configure where I want the ticket to appear for employees of the Thirsty Designs company. I want this all to be handled in the portal, so I click Portal. I click Save to save the changes and voila! Now when someone fills out the form, a ticket will be created and put in all the right places so the best people can deal with the request. Great job!
In this video, we learned how to automate a ticket so that when someone fills out the form of a request type item, it can be automatically put in the right place for the right people to handle the request. Now it's time to give it a go for yourself. First you should do the IRA tutorial in the next lesson, and then try and recreate the steps and automate the RTI in the admin portal for yourself. After that, it's time to make a request type group in the next chapter. This will be so that you can attach the RTI you made in this course to a request type group and apply it to a company so that it can appear in the service catalog in the client portal of its employees.